everything you need to know about this 2017 Corvette Z06. With 650 horsepower and 650 limbed-feet of torque, this thing is a beast. I'm gonna take a look at this car from a Dodge Challenger owner's perspective. We're gonna learn everything we need to know about it, and then I'm gonna give my opinion on it, what I think about it as a Dodge Challenger owner. I'm Jeff from Modern Muscle 213, and today you're gonna learn everything you need to know about this Corvette Z06. Alright guys, let's talk about the options that we have on this 2018 Corvette Z06 1LZ. The first option we have is going to be the 8-speed paddle shift transmission. On the wheels, we have the Z06 Spectra gray painted with machine groove aluminum. We have the LPO Z06 10-spoke blade black aluminum as well on the wheels. We also have the carbon flash painted ground effects package. We also have the performance data and video recorder. And last but not least, we have these seat belts, which are red. The MSRP on this thing is going to be $93,035. So the first thing I want to talk about with you guys is going to be the design of this car and basically its overall appearance. In my opinion, I really think this car looks great. I really do love the C7 Corvettes. They really kind of updated the look of the car, and I feel like it really has a younger look to it, a younger feel to it. You know, usually the stereotypical thing that you hear about Corvettes is, you know, it's like a midlife crisis car. Yeah, I mean, it still might be, but I think it still looks good. I think it looks a lot younger than the previous versions of it. It definitely has these really sharp angles when I look at it. It kind of looks really sharp, looks modern, looks new, and I could totally see myself driving one of these. Probably say the C6, not so much, but these ones, they look pretty good. I really do like them. I'm a big fan of the design of these cars. Now, of course, when you're comparing it to the Dodge Challenger, I really just think that these cars are pretty much different. I feel like this car has more of a, you know, European sporty look to it compared to the Dodge Challenger, which is, you know, blatantly American muscle. So in terms of comparing it to the Dodge Challenger, I really kind of don't think that they are comparable, or I don't think that they're not in the same class to really compare, you know. If anything, I would compare like a Camaro to a Dodge Challenger. So on the look side of it, I think that the C7 holds its own, and I'm definitely impressed by it. Alright guys, let's talk about some of the options that we have with this car. One option that I really do like about these Corvettes is that they do have front detection, and they also have the front camera on the car. Now this is really important, especially for a Dodge Challenger, because, you know, the Dodge Challengers, they don't offer that. They don't have front detection on any of the cars, at least in the 2017s and below. And with the Dodge Challengers, one of the biggest issues with it is that you have a huge blind spot over the top of the car. So I really do like that feature on these C7s. I think that's great. I think they have that. And also they do have a data recorder. Now this is a recording option that, you know, records your speeds, your times, your things like that. So I think that's a really cool option as well. And another thing that they have in the Corvettes that Dodge Challenge do not, and they need to get as well, is going to be the heads-up display. So that's going to be the thing that it shows on your windshield in the car. I guess it shows some sort of graphics or something like that. I think that's pretty futuristic and, you know, definitely an interesting thing in the car. Now, should the Dodge Challengers have it per se? I know some of you guys are saying, well, not really. And I kind of understand what you're saying. I mean, it's a muscle car. You don't really need that. It doesn't need to be that high tech. But I still, nonetheless, I think it's a cool feature. And I think, you know, cars will probably be going that route very soon. So that's something I really like to see on that car. And I think that's pretty cool. Another thing I really like about it is going to be the carbon fiber roof on the top of the car that is removable. I think that's a great feature. The reason why I like that feature is because I've never really been a big fan of convertibles that have the cloth tops on them. For some reason, I always just hate that. I hated it so much. Every time I see like a convertible with a cloth top, it seems kind of cheap to me, and, you know, it kind of seems like it could break easily, or I don't know, it just doesn't seem right. So I always did like the Cadillacs. I think I'm not sure which Cadillac had it. Maybe the CSV or one of the Roadster Cadillac that they had. They had a Cadillac that basically had a hard top convertible, and I know some other cars have it, but I believe the Corvettes, they have these soft tops. I don't mind a convertible, I just don't like the cloth look of it when you have it on top of the car. But I've always been a fan of the clean look, and I think it looks really clean, and it's a great feature to have. I mean, it's not a full convertible, but I mean, it's pretty much a convertible, you know? So I think that's a great feature that they have in it. Now, do I think that Dodge should come out with a model of Dodge Challengers that are convertibles? I'm gonna have to say no, just because of the car. I just feel like it's more of a muscle car, and from what I remember, usually the muscle cars weren't convertibles, right? It's a muscle car. So no, I don't think Dodge Challengers should be convertibles, but I do like that aspect of the C7. I think that's a great thing to have on there, and it makes it's still clean, and it's not like a cloth thing, and it's so easy to do. You can pretty much put it in the back of your car, so that's pretty cool. It's a cool feature they have on the C7s. Okay guys, let's talk about the interior of the car. What do I think about the interior? In my opinion, I do like the interior. I do think that it is comfortable, and a comfortable interior. Now, of course, it is tighter than the Dodge Challengers, but it's not that tight, you know? I could still sit in here. I still feel like I have space. Just comparing it to a Dodge Challenger, Challenger has a lot of space, but then again, a Challenger is also a boat, which is a known fact. I'm pretty sure you guys all know that. I do like the performance seats that we have. So one thing I do have to say about this car is that for some reason, it does not come with heated and vented seats as a, you know, a total option, or doesn't come standard with that. That's actually an option. It's like a $3,000 option, which is unfortunate. I just feel like, you know, if you're getting a Z06, you should definitely have vented seats at least. But yeah, that's one thing that is missing in here. Now, if we're going to talk about the interior in terms of a design, I do like the design of the interior of the car. One thing I do have to say about the interior of the car is that I do think that the materials used kind of seem a little cheap for some reason to me. I feel like it's not really a design flaw, but it's more of a, I don't know, I just feel like they could have done more. I don't know how to explain that. It kind of just feels like they're not putting in enough effort into the interior of the car. And another reason why I say this is because this is a, you know, a $90,000 car. I mean, this is their flagship car, and I just think that it could be nicer. Do I think it should be like a Mercedes? No, but I think that it could be nicer. Now, of course, you know, if you're buying this car, you're not really too much worried about the interior. Of course, you're more worried about going fast. But like I said, if you're paying $90,000 for a car, or, you know, the base price for these cars pretty much start about $80,000. So if you're paying $80,000 for a car, I just think that they could put a little more effort into the interior, and then also have vented seats. Okay guys, let's talk about the power. This car has a 6.2 liter supercharged engine that produces 650 limb-feet of torque and 650 horsepower. It goes 0 to 60 in 2.9 seconds, which is pretty fast, guys. So yeah, the performance on this car is obviously, you know, pretty good. It's definitely, you know, a fast car. So I would say, you know, if you're looking for a fast car, get this one. Now, one thing I do like about the car is its exhaust, and one thing I really didn't know about the Corvettes, and I'm actually pretty surprised about, is the exhaust is pretty loud. Sounds like a supercar. Exhaust sounds exotic, you know, sounds supercar, but yet it still sounds American. That's what I definitely like about the exhaust of the car. It sounds really good. Alright guys, so I'm going to sum up basically just my thoughts about this car, you know, looking at it and, you know, looking over all of its features, hearing it, you know, looking at the sound, looking at all the details. So I do like this car. I do think that the C7s are pretty awesome. I do like the design of them. Now, to tell you the truth, I really haven't, you know, I've never really been a big Corvette guy. I've always felt like, you know, they're cool cars, and, you know, they're definitely legit, but, you know, they haven't really caught my eye until recently, until maybe about like a couple months ago. I started looking at one of these cars, and I must say I do like them. I do like them. I think they're pretty cool. Now, of course, I drive a Dodge Challenger, and I'm pretty sure you guys are wondering, you know, which do I prefer? Which one? What do I think about them if I put them up head to head? And, you know, I'm not just talking only about performance. I'm not, you know, saying put the Demon up against the C7, or, you know, do something like that. So taking a look at these cars, I really can't compare them like I would do to a Camaro or to a Mustang. These cars are, you know, they're not the same, and they're not really the same class of cars. Yeah, they're both fast. I mean, you know, they're both V8s, but I feel like the Corvette's definitely more of a sports car rather than a muscle car. So that being said, I mean, I just don't think that they are fair comparisons, or, yeah, I don't know. Put putting them head to head is kind of difficult to me because I just think they're totally different cars. They're also totally different price points in terms of, you know, the Z06 starts at about 80,000. You know, you have a Hellcats, you know, they're going for, you know, 70. So, I mean, they're in the same price point, but I feel like Corvettes, they go for a different kind of person. So, all in all, like when I'm looking at these cars, so to sum it all up, I do like the C7. I do like its design. I do think it's a powerful car. And in terms of a Dodge Challenger owner, I do think that, you know, it's a cool car. But it's not the same thing as a Dodge Challenger. It's not really a muscle car. It's more of a high performance car. But I do like it. I do think the numbers are adequate. Now, the only complaint that I do have with this car is basically gonna be solely on the interior. I feel like that they could make the interior a little bit better for a car that, you know, costs almost $100,000. So yeah, I think that's something they could definitely upgrade. But besides that, I really do love the design. I do love this spec on this car with the Arctic white, and I do love the carbon flash badges and the inserts in the car as well. So I think design wise, in terms of the outside of the car, it looks great. And yeah, so I think this is a great car. I do like it. I definitely would get it. And yeah, so let me know what you guys think, especially if you're a Dodge Challenger owner. What do you think about this car? You think they're comparable? Probably not, but yeah, just let me know what you guys think about the car. Leave a comment in the comment section, and yeah, just love to hear your guys' thoughts on it. Alright guys, that's pretty much all I have for you today. If you guys like this video, give it a big fat thumbs up. Also, if any of you guys are on Instagram, follow me at Modern Muscle 213. That's Modern Muscle 213 for a lot of inside information and things like that. Thanks again guys, hope to see you soon. Until next time.